Hello, happy Saturday. I just decided to go live one last time. I hope you have a lovely day. And I did. We went out, we went to gardens and walked in a state like a mansion. And it was so refreshing. It was really, really fun. And the building and the house was built around the 1860s, 1870s, around there, which was perfect because my students we've been looking at the Impressionist period, which is like right there and into the 1900s. So like I was really taking in all the architecture and the buildings and everything. And then they had gardens and they had a huge, I guess it's conservatory, like where it's just a lot of greenhouses. It was huge and beautiful. And so I feel really inspired and fresh. So I decided to get on because I had a lot of extra energy from our trip out today. And I just wanted to thank you all, especially those who have taken the chance, and my new students, my new parents who just took a chance on me. And you're all right here. I have 19 students. I just got a new one as of a few minutes ago, and I'm waiting to hear back to see what her name is. I don't know what her name is, but eventually she's going to go up here and look at this. I do have another space. We can make it to 20. If I need more space, I'll make it work. I'll do something. But tonight is the last night to sign up for my art classes because I need time to order supplies. I need to know how many students to order for and to start getting those boxes shipped out and get ready for my in-person classes. But I wanted to get on and just say hello and run through everything again, just in case you haven't heard. And if you have, maybe you need a refresher. So I am providing art lessons for homeschooling students for the entire year. You won't have to worry about art. You won't even have to worry about art supplies. I'm taking care of all of it for you. I'm offering it in person. I'm offering it live online. I can see your child. We can talk to each other. I have a camera pointing down on my table so they can see everything I'm doing. And I'm offering on demand. If your child is in regular school, this is perfect because they can watch the videos at their leisure and you'll be watching the on live class recordings. And I will ship the supplies to my online and on demand students. And probably aside from providing things like scissors and glue and things like that, and a couple trips to the library, you won't really have to do much. And I'll pack the boxes and organize them in such a way where I can tell the kids what they need to pull out. I'll do that for the parents too, so you guys can have everything ready. But I will be able to guide your child through the whole process. So I'm so, so excited. I cannot believe how many students I have. And I just thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. I've seen some moms share posts. I know moms are sharing it verbally to other parents, and just a lot of growing this year. We did this last year. We did a drawing class, drawing and illustration, and I think I had 11 students total, if my memory is serving me well. I have 19. Can we have one more? Can we have another? I'm going to add this one on when I learn the name of my new student that just came in a couple minutes ago. I have one more paint splat that is printed out and ready to go. So, but I'll print more out if more happen to register tonight. So I'm shutting things down tonight. Let me go through our little slideshow here for you and just run through what I'm going to be providing, why I'm qualified to teach your kids art, and probably some more things. So I can't remember what they are. That's why I have a slideshow so I can remember them. So let's do this. Welcome to Kids Art Tour 2026-27 school year. Once we shut the doors, I will not be opening them again for a long time because I need to keep my students and we're going to just start for the semester. Maybe next semester in the middle of the school year, I will open the doors back up and we'll add some students to the current ones if there's room. Also, my in-person teen class is full, but I just want to encourage you, stay on the wait list because you just never know. Sometimes I have cancellations. I will email out if any spots open up. And there's always the online option. If you want to get an idea of what it might feel like, look like online, I taught a class live stream the other day, and it's on the website. If you go to the website and click through to the membership page, that's like the only button to click. The video is right there, and I teach a lesson to your kids. mostly geared towards the little kids, but everyone can enjoy it. But I talk through it for the little kids. And then with paper and markers, your child can follow me. And you can see how the document camera will work. You can see how it works really well. I can show your kids slides and point at things. And it'll be even better during the live online because I can see your child and we can talk to each other and they can ask me questions, clarifying questions if they need. So with that, let's go. I have done several live streams for you all. The first one was How Did Kids Art Tour Begin? And then we had a little hiccup. And then it took us a couple years to get back and running. And we're back. We started back last year, but now we're really back. So I tell the story of that. And also, I explain my journey in art. I have a master's in art, undergrad and master's. And I'll just show you a couple pictures. I won't go through the whole presentation, but you can watch that live stream if you want to. Just scroll down on the Kids Art Tour Facebook page. Fresh out of college, look how young I am. I got a commission to paint a 5 by 7 foot painting for a resort in the Royal West Indies. I'm sorry, the Turks and Caicos Islands. Royal West Indies was the resort. Yeah, it was so big that my dad had to build this frame for me. So that is there, my claim to fame. I've never been there, sadly. I worked as an artist in New Jersey. This was my studio in our sunroom. This is a picture actually for a magazine. I got into magazine because they were doing a story on artists and their studios. And I explained how, because my room is filled with windows, I had to have several still lifes set up depending on what the weather was going to be or the light was going to be. That way I could still work no matter what. I had one that I was painting in full sun, one that I would paint on overcast, cloudy days, and another one I would paint in the evenings. So I just kind of had to go with it. But so that was part of the article. There I am in the room painting. That's my sunny day still life. And I also have taught homeschoolers. This was several years ago. And here they are doing drawing in my living room. I had them for the whole year. So it's very similar to what I did last year, except now I have an actual classroom for it. I teach out of my home. I have a room that's devoted just for art classes. And I also use my living room to teach painting in oil. I have taught at 171. This is their homeschool class. I bet you can't tell when this was by looking at the picture. This was when art appreciation really melded with art creation for me. And I was never really a big person for arts and crafts and things like that. But when I paired the art history together and art making together, that was where it really became exciting for me, exciting for the kids. They learned so much about the artists, and that the more you know about artists and the art movements and things like that, they just start to connect. And you make more connections like, oh, that was about the time this happened. And oh, they knew them. That's right. And so you just start making these connections and it becomes clearer the journey of art throughout history. So anyway, that is the start of this. I did this for a while and then I just decided I'm going to do my own thing for a bit. And then, well, I'll save the rest for later. But you can watch the other live stream from a few evenings ago. I think that was Wednesday evening. Yes. So if you want to know the story, there it is at the start of it. Yeah, here's another picture. These kids really enjoyed these classes. I also taught oil painting at 171 and drawing as well. And right now I am teaching a class full of wonderful retired people. It's a boost going in this room with all these lovely artists and people, and they become friends. I teach them every week, and we do drawing and all kinds of things, but they all have their own medium. I have an acrylic artist, many watercolorists, I've got pastel, and I've converted a few people to oil. I have a couple in pastel, actually. So usually I just go in and I just help them with whatever they're working on, and then throughout the year, we'll have some lesson time where here we're doing drawing from life. And so I have been teaching for a very long time. I've been doing art for a very long time. I'm a working artist and I've been in galleries. I've been in exhibitions, group shows. Um, I've been at the Art and Art Museum, um, West End Gallery on Market Street, so and 171 as well. So I've been doing this for a long time. I have fine art degree, and I really enjoy teaching even the little kids just little tips and tricks about fine art, shadow and edges and temperature and all those things. So throughout the teaching, when it's age, I would say age appropriate, not like appropriate or inappropriate, but like when they can grasp these concepts, I love to just filter them in and they can catch it. And they're so smart and so good at it and they listen. So that is just a little bit about me, where I've been, and what I'm currently doing now. And so then the next evening, Thursday, I did a live stream for you parents. You might want to watch this if you want to be able to bring art into like an everyday conversation, or say you're planning on going to a gallery or a museum. I give you lots of tips for making that a more rich experience. How to explore the art, talk about the art, and connect with it with your kids as well. So you'll want to watch that. I think I have some good advice there, advice that I have done myself and have found it to be very enriching. And then I taught a lesson, like I said before, that is on the website. It's also on the Facebook page if you scroll down. Taught a lesson to your kids. And we talked about Impressionism and Pointillism. And all they need is paper and markers. And we're going to do a little fun thing at the second half. Okay, so let's talk about the classes real quick. In person in Horseheads, New York. Supplies are included. And then I have live online over Zoom. I can talk to your kids. They can talk to me. I can see them. They can see me. And they can see what I'm doing on the table. And I will ship your supplies. On demand, you will have access to the live video recordings. We'll have online will be on Thursdays, in person will be on Fridays, and then by the following Monday, I should have all the videos out for everybody. If you're in person and online, you still get access to the videos. And it works out really great because if you decide to go on a trip, or if your kids are sick and they miss class, which has happened several times, they can watch the videos and they don't feel like they've missed out on any of the information. And if you're in person and I know you're going to be gone, or if you're in town, I can give you some supplies if needed. We'll work that out. It might depend on what we're doing, but I can give you everything that I can so that your child can, work on some things while they're watching the video. I will do everything I can to serve you and to make this an easy thing for you to do as parents, and a very, very fun thing for your kids, fun and educational. Everyone gets supplies and everyone gets the recordings. This is my home classroom. I'm sitting right here. It's just a nice space to have dedicated for my home, for classes, and I'm right here at home. So you guys will come, you drop your kids off, we'll sit in here, and I will send them out when they see your vehicle at the end of class. You won't even have to get out of your car. I'm going to make it easy for you. And if you're online or on demand, here are the supplies. I will do everything I can to make this a very exciting and full experience for your kids, because I want it to be fun for me too, as well. Like things that I would enjoy, like, oh, well, they need to have this for sure. For instance, these little gold frames for their museums, like we had to figure this out. We 3D printed these, and I think they're just adorable, and they really add elegance to their museum and realism to the museum. So I will go above and beyond. I will go crazy above and beyond with the information. This is a notebook that I don't know if I have one right in reach. It's about a ½ inch. It's getting there, almost a ½ inch of paper, just for the summer classes. All the handouts, all the information about the artists. We went through museums. We visited the Philadelphia Museum, Musée d'Orsay, which is in Paris, and across from Musée d'Orsay is the Louvre. We talked about the Louvre. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, which is a very unique museum and put on the map by an art heist, the largest in history, by the way. So a lot of fun things to talk about. And now I got some kids that really want to visit some museums. So if your child is in my class and now wants to visit museums, you might want to watch the live stream from the other night with some tips about that to make it even more fun and full. So you have supplies, and I just wanted to show a couple examples of the things that I've done in the past. We did some watercolor over last summer. I taught some color mixing classes. We did some color charts. And then a few weeks later, we had landscape painting with watercolor. We looked at Monet, we looked at John Singer Sargent, and then like each week I included something special to add to the watercolor. One week we worked with the sponges, another week I introduced salt, and another week we did the plastic wrap and all kinds of different ways to put the watercolor on and get textures and things like that. In June, we did the Japanese patterns and design class, which is one of my favorites. We looked at the ancient patterns. Sorry, the brain is not braining in spurts. It's been a long day. So I think you could probably identify. So we looked at ancient patterns that we still see today. You probably recognize these and these. The kids said they look like Wi-Fi signals, and they certainly do now. I can't unsee it. And then you can see them in these ancient posters. We talk about product design. They, near the end, got to make their own Japanese shops. And I gave them watercolor paper with these outlines for all kinds of products. And we talked about how to create a collection of work that looks like it goes together. And they did dishes and teapots and all kinds of things that had like the similar design. And then we used the patterns with that. And you can see the ceramics as well. I 3D printed some templates for them to make it a lot easier for them to do these designs. So it was a blast. And it was 4 weeks. I probably could have made it 8 weeks. I think I squeezed a little bit too much information and fun into it. But it was so, so fun. And right now, this summer, we're doing miniature impressionist museums, which again has been a blast. So the kids, I gave them a little chart. Ooh, do I have one? I think, oh, right here. I have one right here. So we made a chart for them. Hold on, let me make myself a little bigger. And this was the size of the board, 1 square equals 1 inch. And they drew out their museum, and we're actually literally making it. I'm putting together some of them for the kids, my in-person kids. They got to pick out their wall colors and flooring. And then I did have some special requests. And so I printed those out. See, we just have to have so much fun. And I'm willing to do anything to make it more fun. So this student picked out beautiful blue. This is his flooring for his museum. Okay, I gotta make myself bigger here. Detour. This is his flooring. And he picked out this beautiful navy blue for his walls. I'm almost done putting the paper on his walls. So he's got this beautiful navy blue. And then he asked for herringbone. So I came up with this beautiful herringbone wall. Isn't it gorgeous? And then, then he's going to put his little artwork on there in his gold frames. And he's going to have this lovely museum with all the artwork. So we're going through each week, talking about museums in general, talking about making an experience for your visitors and how you want them to walk through the museum. Here's some more walls. So we just glue them together. It takes a long time. Cut them, paper them, glue them together, and then stick them on there, and then they can fill their museum up. Each week we look at an impressionist artist, and then we've been painting and doing ceramics. Let me see. This is show and tell tonight. I'm just celebrating that we've gone through all of launch week, and I'm a little warm, sorry. We've gone through launch week. It's been hard, but I'm just so excited about all the students. Like, this year is going to be so much fun. I'm going to be loving it every month. Impressionism touched ceramics, so we talk about ceramics. And then we talked about fashion. And do I have them? So I have a picture of them. I don't have them right here with me. Let me go back. Make myself a little smaller. Okay, so these are the Impressionist artworks, and they're going to go in these little beautiful frames. Can you even imagine how this is going to look in that navy blue museum? We have Van Gogh, we have Monet, a couple of Monets, we have Degas, we did glass, the Tiffany glass, we used Shrinky Dinks. So they colored Louis Comfort Tiffany window, and we did Shrinky Dinks, so now they kind of look like glass panels. I don't have one of mine sitting across the room. So anyway, just too much fun. And this is what we did this past week. So Impressionism also touched fashion because people were changing what they were doing. The painters wanted to be outside. They didn't want to be painting these historical paintings anymore. And they didn't want to be hiding their brushstrokes anymore and making perfect paintings anymore. They wanted to focus on color and light, and they wanted to be outside and paint things that were happening now instead of these dark, perfect paintings, historical paintings. Well, the people wanted to be outside too. So we had a lot of changes. We had some better dyes, and now we can have brighter colors in the fabric. We have bigger patterns. Those became really popular. Black, the color black changed from being a sign of mourning to being a fashion statement. Anyone could wear black now. And it was called the Queen of all colors. It was that popular. So black started being added in because people were spending a lot of time outside doing activities. They came up with casual wear was becoming popular. And white was all the rage with casual wear. So we talked about all these changes, all this fun stuff. And then we made our little mannequins. And then the next week, which was this week, I had some fabric inspired by all these colors that I had seen in the outfits. And we made our mannequins. And it was so fun. Some of the girls, actually, also some of the boys were coming up some really nice dress styles for the ladies. And I gave them some like really frilly things that they could stick on the back of the dresses and like poof out and everything. It was so much fun. So I've been looking forward to that class for weeks and weeks and just like planning it in my head, trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to help them cut their fabric the right shape? It went great. The kids were great. They figured it out, and it was just a huge success. So we're going to have those guys in the museums too. So that just gives you an idea of the information, but also so much fun that we are doing. And this is going to stick in their minds. They're going to have so much fun, and it's going to be such a special memory. And then they're going to have these beautiful projects in their home and just kind of remember what they learned, remember the fun that it was. Here is a sneak peek for September. All this year, we're doing illustrators and illustration. We're going to park on some illustrators for a couple weeks, and then we'll move on. And each one, we're going to pull something special from each illustrator, sometimes more than one thing. It may be a technique. It may be like an art technique, or like an art skill. Definitely a different style for each one. And then like principles. Like for instance, there's one artist that I in particular will be covering composition with. She tends to put a person all the way over on one side and leaving a lot of open space. She doesn't fill everything in. So it's just very unusual. So some things to think about. We're going to talk about how to decide what to put on the cover of a book, the end pages, which are just inside the book. We're going to look at N.C. Wyeth. I've got Lisbeth Zwerger and a lot of other illustrators. I don't want to list too many out, but this is a sneak peek, adults. Parents, you've got to know who this is, right? Do you know who this is? It's a very special little hint there. And maybe you're going to have some fun fabric. I've got a really special tool to share with the kids and some paint. And there'll probably be some more in the box, but that's what I have right now. And which is why I need to close it down tonight so I can know how much to order. So that is what's coming in September. And after that, it will be more fun and more fun. Okay, new students. So I haven't heard back, but I don't know if you're still joining me here. I have another student to stick on my palette. I'm gonna fill up almost the rest of the space, but I don't have her name yet. So I'm gonna wait. So there's my new student. I have 19 students. Could we get it to 20? That would be amazing. A nice even number. I'll do more than 20. That's fine. If I run out of space, I'll make a plan. So tonight's the night. If you know of anybody who would enjoy this, please share with them. I am going to close the cart down tonight until next semester. So that will be it. I still have spots open in my in-person class for my younger group, and I have spots in both age groups online and on demand. Um, so yeah, let's see. How much time do we have? Let me look. I have a counter. We have an hour and 54 minutes. So not a whole lot of time left. I hope you have a lovely evening. And I am so, so thankful for all of these wonderful students. I cannot wait to get ordering. I can't wait to pack these beautiful boxes up and make things look amazing when they open them up and just share all this art and excitement with your kids. They're going to love it. And I think you will too, after you're looking at all the things that they've learned. And it will be so easy for you to let them have this education, because I'm just going to do as much as I can. Okay. You have a lovely evening. Please share, and I will see you later. Goodbye.